Okay, here we are. It is another week and it's another episode of Chiropractic Is Sexy. I am Dr. Paula Ruffin.
I am Dr. Erica Peabody. I like your lighting over there. It looks like you moved locations, but I can see exactly you're in the same spot.
I'm
No, it's
one segment over because I'm on the
I
left.
I have a new doc joining us, and I made a station, so I got a different light back there, which I kind of
love
like.
it. I love the little backlighting. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little backlights behind you.
Yes, the
Perfect.
Thursdays, we're always so happy to be here. And one of the things that it really does for both of us is just gets us jazzed up about what we're doing. Like every week, doesn't it feel good?
Doing this podcast has breathed new life into me. And I think both of us have been in practice so long. And it's not that we're bored, but I think it's just a reminder of the miracles each and every day, even though we've never taken those for granted. But I think it just has shed light and given more confidence, which of course is going to bring us to our topic today, which we'll eventually talk about. But, that's the biggest thing is it's like we are saving lives. And to share these stories with you every week is just, oh my gosh, to share life-saving stories every week with a colleague and someone that I love, who's a dear friend. It's like, oh, that is like, ooh, yeah.
I know. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Sure. So I told Dr. Paula I'm going to hijack the beginning of this, but it really does relate. So it's kind of a side story, but last night we were leaving the office and we have a cat here at the office, and there was a couple outside trying to steal our cat. It was so weird. They had like treats and a container and whatever. And we walked out there, we were like, that's our cat. What are you doing? So anyway, I woke up this morning to a 1-star review, and I'm certain that it was that guy. And this is why I wanted to hijack this and say this just as a public service announcement. Don't steal cats. But you guys were reviewing. Because we did call the cops, actually, and the cops came and we had this discussion, and the cop kept it really lighthearted, but contacted them. And you don't get to steal cats. But also, what I do want to just say out there is, with our podcast, with this channel, with all the things, and our own personal pages, if you guys are listening to this, put up a review, because we know you love what we do. And when 1-star reviews and things like that come through from that person who was trying to steal our cat and we took exception to it, like that 1-star review really matters to businesses. And so not only just our businesses and our page and follow and like and comment and all of that, but do that for other businesses too. So just a really quick PSA to wake up to a 1-star review with like absolutely no reason from a non-patient anyway, with no context whatsoever. I know you're out there and you were trying to steal our cat, and we're not going to have it.
And there's a word that I want to use that I can't use. It starts with an F and it ends with uckery. But that's the uckery of it, is that you have this person who's doing something wrong, trying to steal your cat, and then leaves you and then sabotages your business.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And I would like to go to that person's business. Like it was a whole Seinfeld episode where he went and heckled somebody at their job because they kept coming and heckling him in the audience. Yeah. And it's not okay. So go take the review down, because we are saving lives. Right. And I think that's okay. That's a good sidebar story, but I think it's,
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you're listening, to go and do a review for like 3 of your favorite businesses today. Go onto our pages and put up a review if you've been in and you've seen us. We would greatly appreciate that. And also, it does get us to the story of so I sat down with a marketing person on Tuesday, and I was just talking about, like, if your chiropractor is trying to market you to come in their office and they're offering like major discounts, like what are we doing? And that is what we're wanted to talk about today, because there's not, as Dr. Paula was saying, we are saving lives. And I don't know what kind of price you could possibly put on a saved life, which then ultimately saves a marriage, which saves a household, which, the ripple effects. And we can go back to the big idea, which I've read to you guys before. It's like what we're doing in our offices, there's not a price you could possibly put on it. So I want you to be watching out for those that are discounting their services, because your MD, your PT office, whoever your other providers, your dentist, they're not discounting their services. And we are we have doctorates and we're running big businesses or our small businesses, but in a big way, making big differences. And we like have to put some price on something that there's no price for. And so anyway, that's really what we wanted to talk about, and really a little bit just about how much that matters. So,
well, and there's price and there's value.
Right.
And I mean, you're not going out there and asking for a 2-for-1 deal for surgery. If your medical says, hey, I need you on this medication, your cardiologist says, I need you on this medication for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're paying that cardiologist and you're paying for that medication. You won't miss a medication. You'll take that for the rest of your life, right, if your cardiologist tells you that. And that then when people come to us and they bring us train wrecks, you guys, like, and this is like no disrespect to those people, because personally, I love when you finally find me. I love that. Honestly, I wish, and this is why we're doing this, is so we can get the message out to people, who we can get people earlier to the chiropractor. But it's okay. We're still here for you, and we're still going to make a massive impact in your life. And the problem is that once you finally find us and you have all of these things that have built up, and it's been years and years and years, and then we put an investment price on it, and then we give you a time investment, and then many people are like, oh yeah, I don't want to, you can't just crack me once. No, that's not what we're doing. We are not just cracking once. And there are chiropractors out there who want to do this wheel and deal. And I just, I will be fully transparent. I tried it once early in my career, 20 years ago. I didn't feel good about it. Right. I didn't feel good. It wasn't an even energetic exchange. So it was whatever it was, $39. And then I'm sitting there toe to toe with this person, and I'm resentful the whole time, because I know what my education cost me, and it's not about the dollars, but it's what I was able to learn in chiropractic college it's like a 5-year education crammed into 3. So if you think about it like that, it's super intense. So we are, and our knowledge level runs very deep. So we are evaluating you from a completely holistic level. We're not making you a piece and a part. When you come in with, let's just say, low back pain or neck pain, you're not just a neck. You're not just a low back. You're not just a shoulder. And so we are taking the time and the energy to make sure you get in the right place. But yeah, I was resentful, and you know what? Not one of those people came back. Every single one said, I just want to hear what you think is going on with me. And not one committed to care. I think during that campaign, I had like 15 or 20 people come in off of that campaign. Not one. You're not my people. Right. You are not my people. You don't get to come in and scrape all the education out of my brain and then just go peace out. And then you're probably going to go somewhere else and pay full price for care. But you wanted the free information. Like I was like, this feels icky, and we're not having any part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that. And then it's also like, so you guys, every week this woman pulls up. I know I've mentioned her before, but she's such a queen, and she's like right in front of me. But as we go through care and whatever we're putting our money and investment into. So let's just say you were given something for free, and then you were given the same thing, only you paid $200 for it, which like results are actually factored into your personal investment. How much skin do you have in the game? And that doesn't mean we need to charge obscure, out of the world prices. Not at all. But like Dr. Paula said, you're not going in for a surgeon that's running a buy one, get one free. You're not going into an attorney's office that's running a buy one divorce, get one free. You're not going into dental care, and you're not going in for a $200 dental procedure and paying $29. I would not be seeing that dentist. So we just don't do that here. And I would be questioning. In fact, I've had so many people change over to my office lately from other local offices around that I have been like, and I said to Dr. Paula last week, I'm like, should I write these offices referral thank you, says I do handwritten thank you card to everybody who refers a patient to me. Like 21 years in, I'm still writing these cards. And I'm like, should I just write thank you cards to these other chiropractors in the area that their patients are coming to me? Or, like one of them, these patients of mine that were like, I haven't seen him in probably 7 years. She lives like right down the street. So instead of even getting in the car, she can just walk down the street. So that's what she chose. And then she then returned to care last week and brought her husband. So I'm super stoked for our first patient with him. But also it's like, they're like, we're not getting what we really like want out of care. And it shouldn't be discounted. Like I didn't go to my orthodontist and like ask for, 57% off or whatever it would be. And and there's that number 7, right? That's a marketing number. That's an action number, like the $47, the 30 or whatever it is, like that last number. There's a reason why it's not 50, it's $47. It's the reason it's not 100, it's $97. That 7 is a psychological action number. So it's just very interesting. And I'm not running psychology tricks out of my office.
No. Well, to go back to your orthodontist example, when I took my daughter in for her first set of braces, they just come out and they're like, it's going to be $5,500 and here's the payment plan. How do you want to pay? There's no, like, we as chiropractors tend to over explain everything. Like we just want to vomit all the information on people. And I sort of have a hybrid. I'm like, listen, this is what you need. This is what you have. This is what you need. Here's your goals. Here's how I can help you. Let's go. And that's how the orthodontists do it. There's no like, no, we found this. They don't even go through that. They're just like, here's how much it is. How do you want to pay? And I didn't ask. I'm like, they don't have a first patient special. Like they're not doing that. And if we also consider when we're looking for healthcare providers, who do you look for? You look for the best, don't you? You look for the best. You're like, oh, I have so-and-so surgeon. They work on the tigers. I'm shocked at like how many doctors actually work on the tigers or the lions, and I'm like, I'm air quoting because I'm like, if they had one sports figure, then suddenly they worked on those people, but whatever, you get the example. Is that, the whole thing is you're looking for the best. You're looking for doctors who have high level skills, who can help you, who can help correct your problem, who can get you getting your life back. And then people come to the chiropractor and they're like, where's your $27 special? We don't have one here because we are saving your freaking life. So that's how we do it.
Well, there really isn't. I mean, there's no price for that. So if we went into, let's just say you had an emergency situation and you were, like you needed the full like crash cart whole situation and they saved their life. I don't know. Sometimes those bills will be 200,000, $500,000 for the things that they did for you in a 24, 48, maybe a week's period of time in order to save your life. But it's also like, a little bit of prevention, a little bit of proactive health and an investment to go along with that will take you a whole lot further than what the credit card and all that kind of stuff will do for you, literally for the long run. So chiropractic is like, we're not the fire department where it's going to like hose the whole building down, right? We're just going to be like slowly but surely adding to life, slowly but surely helping you get your lifestyle back, slowly but surely helping you have your quality of life back, having your health for your life, like all the things. And it deserves, and we get really fair exchange. And I told Dr. Paul, I'm like, you have to share the story of your hairdresser that now has retired, but you were with her for 20, 25 years or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, she was at her first salon that she bought. That particular salon had been there 20 years prior to her, and she worked there as a teenager, and then she ended up buying it. So this is a very well-established salon in this strip mall in the community. And so she buys into it, takes it over, and within just a couple of years, the landlord approves a Great Clips to go in 2 doors away from her. And she knows that this is not her ideal client. However, it was kind of like, I do hair and I just don't need like the cheap tire kickers coming here, like walking right by me. Like, you're now attracting a different clientele into the mall. So she said, I'm going to go ahead and put out a tent sign that says we fix $7 haircuts. And I said, Dr. Erica, what can we do? What's the equivalent of that? We fix $27 adjustments.
Yeah, we fix $47 onboarding. That's what
there you go. Yeah, right.
We do.
It is
we
tire
actually,
kickers.
I know. What I really love about where you and I are in the profession is we have so many years behind us, and it's some of the new docs, and I'm going to be bringing in a new doc. That's her chair right there, but I'm going to be bringing her in, but I'm going to be mentoring her into a successful chiropractic career. Like, my job isn't to work her to the bone to make sure that I can squeeze as much out of her as possible and run all kinds of specials. It's about, let me figure out my angle of mentorship so that she is beginning to be out there from my office under the same roof, but out there really making a difference, helping make a difference, and knowing that, what we offer is just, it's beyond what you could actually pay for. So what is the truth? We call it fair exchange. So, and I was adjusting a patient yesterday, and it was like, this sounds so silly, but it's so cool that patients come into us and number one, they let us do what we do to them and come back for more and more and more. And secondly, that we are working with a subtle substance that animates the entire body, that coordinates and controls everything that's going on in the body. There's not one other master communication system over the entire body aside from the spinal cord and nervous system. And we get to do that. We get to touch that system. We get to make a difference there. And, it's really, really profound. It just struck me in the middle yesterday. And I think it has a lot to do with just, there's a lot of loss. I've had a pretty major loss recently in my life. And I'm like, it's that substance, that subtle substance that we get to work with. That is the subtle substance that drops out of the body. And that's the difference between life and death. Mm-hmm. And that to me is so incredibly awesome. I can't even really put words on it and what we're doing.
So profound. And when we think about it's the animation of the human body, and what is innate soul? What is it? It's something, because we've had this conversation before. What's the difference between an alive me and a dead me? This. What's animating me? What's my spirit? Yeah. And what, again, if you think of it as light on a dimmer switch, every single time you have some kind of stress, emotional, chemical, physical, anything, you dim that dimmer switch a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So your light and energy and your communication inside your body become more dim. Then you end up in our offices and you're like, I don't know why I can't sleep and I can't think clearly, and I snap at everybody, and I'm bloated, and I have rashes all over me, and I can't think clearly, and I can't create, and I'm not even productive. There's all these things that people come to us for, and we know that is nervous system dysregulation. So our job is to regulate it. It's not just to crack backs. It's not just to crack your neck and crack your back and send you on the way. So it is a massive education, and somewhere along the line, chiropractic became a neck and back pain model. And somewhere along the way, that neck and back pain model got diminished to just crack me and I'll feel better. And also somewhere along the way, as chiropractors and healers, there's a tremendous amount of, and I don't think guilt is the word, but lack of confidence of people asking for money. And with that, I truly believe that a lot of chiropractors don't necessarily believe how powerful chiropractic is, or they would have no problem asking for money. I think that there's too many chiropractors out there who are just like going through the motions, not believing the power of what they do and the power of chiropractic. And so they're afraid to ask for money because they don't believe in it themselves. Like it's this weird, twisted pattern that's taken place over time. And so we now have to unravel it. Dr. Erica and me.
Right. And it's been, so it was originally, the very first adjustment was given in 1895, and it was to restore a man's hearing, but that's not even what they were really going after. They're like, this guy was in a stooped position and she's dying over there. You okay?
No, it's stupid cough.
Well, I know that cough it's relentless. It was 5 weeks for me, so hopefully it keeps moving on its way. But it was, this guy had lost his hearing and they weren't going for that, but the deductive reasoning said he did this thing and this vertebra moved, and if they did that. And so it wasn't because of pain. It wasn't because of low back pain, neck pain, headaches, and things like that. And it wasn't even musculoskeletal for crying out loud, right? It was like, let's see if we can get the body to work better. And it was restored. So then they thought, oh, I have the answer to deafness. And then so everybody flew in and lined up at the doors, and they never did that again. They were never able to reproduce that, because it wasn't about Harvey Lillard's body doing better hearing. It was about Harvey Lillard's body working better in general, which then led to restoration of hearing. And so through the years, I mean, it's absolutely astounding what we get to see. And that's the reason why we come on here every week, is because the changes that we see in patients and their entire lives changing, like that's why we're doing what we're doing. And people are more and more every day, every week, are flocking to our offices and finding chiropractic is actually where true health is coming from, like out of the office. We talked a little bit about, even like, I used to, like people would say, who's the dietitian around this area? I'm like, dietitians are trained in like not actual health. So I'm not going to refer you to a dietitian who was trained off of that food pyramid that they just flipped on its head.
Oopsie.
I know, if the dietitians were trained by what we just saw a month ago flip on its head, then I would be happy to send you to one. But it's the flip on its head that's the health we've been teaching ever since the very beginning. Not the very beginning, probably, but over the last half a century. Yeah, our very beginning for sure. And so now it's like, okay, you want health? It's here. You want nutrition information? It's here. You want musculoskeletal and pain health? It's here. You want better body, better living? You want faster athletes, you want healthier athletes, you want to be able to recover better, that's here. And so, yeah, it's there's not a better time to be a chiropractor. It's just,
I agree.
It's better and better all the time. Yeah.
I have a patient who texted me, he travels all over, and he texted me, he said, I thought you should know about this. He was traveling and he needed to get adjusted, and he had been coming here until he went off on his travels. And so he found the joint. And the joint, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a $37 chiropractic model. You don't need an exam. You can walk in, you get adjusted, you walk out. There's no, you're just getting a physical adjustment, and that's it. There's nothing else about it. So he said he really needed an adjustment. And so he found this place, and he said, I have to admit, I was expecting something much worse. And he said, it actually did help. And he's been hiking and stuff like that. So then I replied back, and I was trying to be nice. And I said, yes, I suppose there's a time and a place for that model. And he replied back, he goes, oh, don't misunderstand me. He goes, the place was a meat market. And he said, if I wasn't in desperate need, I never would have stepped foot into that place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just interesting. I hope the joint doesn't sue me, but But, patients recognize that too. He's somebody who values good corrective chiropractic care. And yet and I might have even done the same thing if I was under regular chiropractic care, but I know my body enough to know that I just need an adjustment, but also it wasn't about the pain. It's like, I was traveling or whatever it is. So I don't know that I would be opposed to walking into one of those places once or twice during an emergency, but that's not the daily model that we should be setting ourselves, looking forward to for ourselves for our overall health and wellness. There's a time and a place, but that's not your time and it's not your place on the regular.
Yeah. I was just reading some of the comments. So thank you for everyone who's commenting. So
I missed this one.
I know.
Psyche has been warped.
I was reading back and they were saying most people don't believe in what they do professionally. Oh. And that is, so many years into this profession. It's so great to be able to really not only believe, but stand behind and show up and have fun every day doing what we're doing, which is just simply helping people. So yeah, there we go. Most people don't. And then the majority of people don't like their jobs and profession, the group psyche. Yeah. Profiteering and exploitation suffering model is causing dissatisfaction in practitioners. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. So thank you so much for being here. They want to help humanity. Yeah. It's great. So glad you're here.
The system. Yeah. Well, and I think chiropractors need to wake up, because that mindset and that model, it cheapens chiropractic. It lessens the impact of chiropractic. It continues to perpetuate the thought that chiropractic is neck and back pain, and that it's just a cheap crack and you should be fine. And why do you charge a premium, but they're only charging $27? And then we have to explain why we offer value versus just, I think about it this way. If you want a steak and you go to Ruth's Chris or Morton's or one of those steakhouses, or you could get a steak and you could go to like Longhorn, Chili's, right? Yeah, Chili's. Well, there's a difference, right? Like so that the steak is totally different, and you're probably going to pay $25 at Chili's, but you're going to pay $65 or maybe even more at a high-end restaurant. You're getting a completely different quality. Or you could just choose to not have the steak and, just get the bloomin' onion instead. I don't know, but
no, I was just thinking about this, and this doesn't mean that I'm like, above and beyond anything, but I've been in the dating world for a long time. And this guy was like, meet me at Chili's. I'm like,
no,
what? Probably not my person. And you can kind of relate that to what we're doing too, which is like, I'm not going in to pay $47 for an initial assessment and x-rays and whatever else these people are doing, because it's like, I'm not, it's not because I'm better than that or over that or whatever, but like, I'm just not doing,
well, let's think about it too, because now it becomes deceptive. And here's why. You go in for a $27, $37 special. First of all, Dr. Eric and I will both tell you, and I think everybody in our chat and watching this show is smart enough to know that you cannot keep your doors open with that kind of model. If you have to be cranking through the people. And so that's the other thing. People don't like the mill. So you want cheap, but you don't want a mill. Well, you got to make a choice. Well, if you don't want a mill, then you're going to have to make an investment. Now, the other part of that is, let's say they draw you in, they lure you in, because I feel like that's what it is, with a $37 special. And then you're like, yeah, you're going to need $3,000 worth of care. That is so disjointed. And you're going to be like, whoa. And then you're not going to trust that person. Now people are pissed. And now they're like, yeah, I went in there for $27 special and wanted to try to sell me on a $3,000 package. You guys, you have to be genuine. You have to be transparent. And from the beginning, if we are charging a fair rate for that initial then it's going to feel congruent when we say you're going to need $3,000 worth of care. And I'm just throwing out numbers.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like when you go, so I'm good if I go to, well, I don't go to Tropical Smoothie, but let's just say I have a smoothie card. And if I fill up my smoothie card at 10, and then I get an 11th smoothie for free, like that's legitimate at a smoothie shop.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like that's legit at a smoothie shop. Like I'm good with that.
Or $1 off a coffee.
If I go in to get my teeth cleaned and I go twice a year and I get my 10 punch cards, my 10 visits in over 5 years, because I got twice a year, like that doesn't equate to free teeth cleaning on the 11th. Like that just, let's do that with smoothies, and let's do that with pizzas. And I had this patient, so side story, but I have this patient, he won free pizza every week from I forget, it's got the yellow, I forget what it's called.
Not Hungry Howie's.
Is it Hungry Howie's?
Happy's. Oh, Hungry Howie's or
Hungry Howie's, I think it's Hungry Howie's. He got a free pizza. He won, it was at like Taste of Fenton, and he won free pizza for a year. And like, like that stuff, like, sure, I'll take free pizza for a year once a week. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that, but he did bring us one, which I'm like, he's like, if you guys could order a pizza, what would you have? I'm like, mushrooms, pepperoni, and then like a garlic butter crust. And he's like, okay, you guys are up like 2 weeks on Monday. I bring you a pizza. I'm like, I can get behind that. But
that's and how sweet. He's using
it. So sweet. I never had pizza delivered to my office.
Yeah, that's really sweet. What a great way to give back.
Yeah. So anyway,
it was something like that too, because you deliver one pizza to a different community member every week. How fun is that?
I know. He loved it. And he's like, I do my vet's office, and I do my dental office, and I do my mechanic's place, and I do my blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so we were privy to that. And I'm good with that kind of thing. But the rest of it, it's like, we have to just keep stepping in and looking at where the discounts are coming from, and then just choose wisely. That's really all we're saying. And to back it all the way back to the front. And when you do get something really good, get on and review and write about it, and don't steal cats.
And don't steal cats. There's no stealing cats.
No.
And it's just, it just comes down to, it's a value thing. And I would like chiropractors to stop devaluing our profession. And when we get patients in, our patients are amazing, because I'm sure you've had the same thing where you have patients come in and then they're like, they come in 3, 4, 5, 6 times, maybe a dozen, maybe a couple dozen, whatever. And then you don't see them for 6 months or a year. Then they come back. And they're like, yeah, it came back. No shit. I told you it was going to. Why'd you stop? Well, life, blah, blah, blah. Then they start again. And then maybe they drop off one more time. And then 6 months goes by and they come back and they go, I'm never doing that again. I'm never ever. Yeah. They're like, because they recognize the value in keeping your nervous system more regulated. And, but so I get it. Like some people are going to ebb and flow. But then once they're like, oh, no, we're not doing this. Yeah. And you and I both have patients who've come weekly to every 2 weeks for years, absolute years. And it's and they pay cash because insurance doesn't cover that kind of maintenance. So, they come in, they're happy to pay because it keeps their bodies moving as they get older.
We have decided recently that we are doing some certain number of visits. We have just a little coffee cup, like a branded coffee cup, and just congrats on taking care of yourself, your nervous system, your body. And we're so honored to be part of that. And so we were able to begin to give a few of those away. And it's like, I'm looking at the numbers here. Well, we have one patient is over 1,700 visits, but a lot of them are rolling into 500 visits. They're at 700 visits. We have a new patient last year that's on his 100th visit is in about 3 visits. So we're like prepping some of these little coffee mugs just to say like, so honored to be part of this, and congrats on like really stepping up and stepping into your health and wellness care for not only now, but moving forward. So it's been really fun because they haven't expected it. And it's like, good job. Like, good job to you that you're at your 200th visit, you're at your whatever. And so it's been really fun, really, really fun.
Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And the next time you see a special, someone running a special with a 7 behind it, ask yourself, what the heck kind of good quality care am I going to get there?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see you next weekend. Next week is my actual 21st practice birthday.
Okay.
And it's funny because Lisa's like, we're turning 21. My office manager, she's like, oh, what's our 21st birthday? Of course, 21 means like, let's have a cocktail, which we won't do. We will do shots at 6:00. But when the day
what day is it? What day?
Thursday the 12th. Thursday.
Okay.
Next Thursday.
I was thinking it was going to be St. Patty's Day, which means we would have to have a cocktail.
Yes. So. No, it'll be next Thursday when we see you. It will be our 21st birthday. And so that'll be fun. So anyway.
Awesome. Okay. And then mine will be 2 weeks after that. 3 weeks after.
Are you the first?
The 1st, April 1st. Yeah. 25 in New Hudson, 28 in practice. So
that's amazing. And Rachel is also opening her practice on May 1st or April 1st too.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have so many things to celebrate when we all get together. Yeah.
Hey, peace.
All right, you all have an amazing week. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate your comments. And please don't forget to go and leave a review, like, subscribe, share, let others know. We can only shout so far from the rooftops, and we rely on you guys to make sure that you're helping us get this message out. So thanks again for being here, and we'll see you next week.